Top of the morning to you. I'm not saying good morning this morning because it's just a rough time in the city of Baltimore. My name is Donnie Glover, and welcome to the BlackUSA.News morning show. Gregory Branch, East Baltimore legend, icon. Greg, the mayor walked through East Baltimore last night. I saw him traveling around Patterson Park, North Avenue, Gage Street. They killed a 69-year-old woman in a church. Greg,
Yes.
I got a theory, Greg. I got a hunch. I got some information. When the last time you known the black people do something in a church like that? Like burn down a church. Remember Dante Hickman Church? That's the same church, right?
Yeah, same. That's
Black
something.
people don't burn down churches.
No, man.
And I say similarly, black people don't commit murders in churches.
No, man. I mean, to hear that news, man, it startled me. And she was a Dunbar poet. Yes. You know how I feel about alumni. She was an alumni.
It couldn't have been somebody with love in their heart.
I mean, it can't be. I mean, right now during the time,
What could she do for you?
it's baffling. First of all, who would allow a lady to go in and open up a church that time of morning?
Alone.
Alone.
Where the help at?
That's what I'm saying. I got that question mark in my head too. And it's just that, for anybody, it's dark during that time. 6 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch black.
Greg, we have a lot of people in our communities. I've shared it on the show on more than one occasion. Just this week, I had to chase 2 white guys out of my alley. This is of significance because no white people live around here. They come through here, they buy drugs, they want to go up in the vacants. They have this privileged mentality. I can go where I want. What are you doing in my alley? You don't own the alley. Some violence is about to kick off. People ain't going to keep taking this foolishness. People breaking in vacants, living in there like black people too.
Of course.
Just this mentality, I can do whatever I want. It's not working. And somebody going to get hurt.
Oh, I think, you look at the hoods in which we grew up in. And right now you're seeing whites walking up and down there with, no fear at all.
Shirts off.
Yes.
I got reports that there's a white guy in that very vicinity with tattoos all over his face. But he wears a mask, so you only see the eyes.
Oh, no question. If you would think about it, Donna, you would think the fact that at one point you couldn't get whites to come nowhere in the hood. But yet, if you look at all those corners in the hood and come down Orleans Street, all those white people are panhandling. And on those corners, they're there every day. But see, if it was the case
they were black,
you couldn't be able to do it.
They talk about the squeegee kids every day.
Yes.
But they don't mention these white addicts in the black community breaking all kinds of laws every day. Now, this is where I got a problem with us. The drug boys sell drugs to them every day.
Mm-hmm.
If the drug boys weren't selling drugs, they would have no reason to be here.
You would think. You would think. And in a lot of the communities where the system is trying to push black people out of their homes and revitalize the area and bring the, you look at my hood. I grew up near Eager and Chester when growing up. And right now in that area, you're talking Broadway, Eager Street, Ashland Avenue, Moffett. You're looking at $200,000 for a house. A house that was worth only like $10,000, $15,000.
Greg, Michael Haiti just nailed it. It's the beginning of gentrification.
Yes.
This is the first wave. Baltimore is one of the most, if not the most segregated city in America, but maybe this is the way that somebody thinks that's how you get rid of black people. Send in your grunts. And so these white homeless addicts are like the Marines. That's who you send in first. White girls. White woman just snatched a trash can out front, a blue trash can, and walking it down the street. I yelled out the window, bring my damn trash can back here. And where are you going? You don't live here. And they squatting. You know about the squatters' rights?
Oh, yeah. I see it all the time.
Squatters' rights. And what you need to do, if you got some people squatting, you need to take your dogs up in there. Send a couple dogs up in there.
But you know, the system won't allow you.
No, you do any harm to them, I'm going to jail.
You're going to jail. They won't allow you to do it. A person can move in, and it might take you months, maybe a year, to get them out of your house. And they came in and changed the locks.
And got mail.
And got mail.
Why don't the news talk about Fox 11-13-2, Baltimore Sun? Do they see this?
No, they see it. They see it every day. It's just a certain thing.
So why don't they say something?
On. They only reporting on things that's gonna that other people in the area are gonna appreciate. It's everything is about the black community. And if you notice, you would find that they would find the person with no teeth or bad hair or whatever to put on the news, just talk about something. They don't get the intelligent guy to come up there and talk. They'll go ahead and get the person who is down on that luck and get them and ask them questions, knowing that they're not going to give them the proper answer, or it's not a good look to have, because the average white person or whoever that's out there beyond those perimeters are going to say, you know what, look at him. And look at what he got on. Look at his hair. You know, oh, look at that area. No wonder we got to go in and take that area or whatever. I mean, I was kind of messed up with what they did with the Russians that was down there near Domino Sugar. They had $2,000 houses, and the city went up on their taxes, talked about their homes with $200,000 for taxes, and got them out of there. Only it's a game, man. It's all a game. You look at that game and like, it's bad. You taking people out of their homes, and the older person, 80, 85 years old, who have nowhere to go. They 80 years old. So you're going to go ahead and raise the taxes?
They jeopardized this one lady's house for $20. She was $20 short on a water bill, and her house fell into the tax sale loop.
That's a game. It's all a game, man. I'm telling you.
Why do we keep voting for people who allow this?
Man, you know, I just sit back.
Or is the voting rigged?
Well, you know what? We all have something.
Something ain't right. I know that.
I mean, I you know, when you look at 1 and 1 and you come up with 4 or 5, you gotta sit back and wonder what's going on, because I'm not that politician, or I'm not that guy who that's my job. But this is your job. If I can see it, how come you can't?
When I go to Dunbar, I now got to put a quarter in the meter.
Yeah.
They got meters at Dunbar.
Right.
Now, the only thing is, why? Johns Hopkins right next door.
See,
that could be the only reason, because it's not like that's a densely populated area.
No, but down there when you're looking at all these places, even not only that, you can't go downtown and park anywhere, because nowhere, when you go down there to park, you got to pay. Even a person who's handicapped, they put handicap meters down there where a handicapped person can no longer put their thing in and go in. They got to pay.
So let me ask you this, Greg, shifting gears a bit. Is Baltimore too expensive to drive in?
I think it's getting that way, where it's going to be too expensive. Because like I was saying, if you look at other countries that I lived in, the main focus was public transportation, like Germany, Europe. Everything was about public transportation. And if they can, because the gas is extremely high, over there. There's hardly nowhere to park. And like you say, after all these years, I'm looking at it and I'm starting to see it materialize right in front of my eyes. So it's going to come to a point that, only if a person going to work down in that downtown area in certain areas, they're going to have to use public transportation. But even public transportation is high. It constantly keep going up.
Well, not only that, public transportation in Baltimore is retarded. You've been to Atlanta.
Yes.
Atlanta has a north-south leg of their subway, and then they got an east-west leg. So the system is like this. It's a north-south leg and an east-west leg. And that's egalitarian. Wherever you live in the city, there's something to get to you. North, northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast. Baltimore subway is as segregated as our history. It goes from downtown straight to northwest Baltimore. If you live up by Morgan, you will never catch the subway.
Right. Remember,
it is the dumbest thing in America, right here in Baltimore.
Well, remember they wanted to run the subway down near Boston Street and they stopped it? It was supposed to go that way years ago. They stopped it. It never happened.
And so, look, a lot of these people were talking about the red line. Let me see. When the red line is finally approved through West Baltimore, it will signal the change of the community. Sandtown, Harlem Park with the MARC station in D.C. These communities will be ideal for white homeowners to not own cars, then bike lanes.
That's true. Once you start coming in town, once you come off of once you come off the highway, you start seeing them bike lanes. And them bike lanes, man, I'm telling you, they giving tickets out and towing your cars if they catch you coming that way or going in that bike lane. Man, some of these people have never even, especially a person who don't drive, most of them don't even know the significance of what the penalty can be for being in a bike lane or driving
You've
on
seen
this.
people get tickets?
Yeah, I've seen.
Tell me about this.
I've seen a guy who was driving where the only the bus is supposed to go. And they driving up there in that way and police pull them over. I seen it. So Donnie, you gotta be real careful about when you drive downtown. You gotta be real careful, man. When you go downtown, the whole idea, man, is tickets. And believe me, park your car there and come back right after that thing clicked. Man, it's being towed.
There are conversations with enterprise communities to do Sandtown. The comeback is based on lessons learned from the empowerment zone. Michael Haney got a lot to say this morning. Michael Haney, you might as well just come on in because I ain't going to keep doing this the whole show. You know that. He wrote a book in here. Many black people don't even see what's happening. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. And then look here, the white boys buy the dope. Police see him buying the dope. Put the handcuffs on him right outside my door. Put the handcuffs on him. Take his dope. And then they take the handcuffs off of him and let him walk away.
Really?
Seen it with my own eyes. White boy cops pull up the white boy attic right around the corner, take his stuff. He tell them where he get it, like they don't know. And they take the cuffs off of him and he walk right on down Winchester Street.
Business is normal.
Business is normal.
That's a shame, man.
Who can you trust? I don't trust. If I don't know you, I don't know you. I'm not going to sit here and say I trust police. I'm not going to tell you that. I need to know you. I need to see your track record.
That is definitely the things you got to do. If I don't know you, man, I kind of back away because they come in all different shapes.
It's life or death. And then I've been in this house since '92. I remember one time the police said, "Well, can we come in your house and do surveillance?" I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, But 5-0 ain't coming in my house and
No.
surveilling nothing. Because number one, if you can't see it already, what can I do for you except get myself killed?
Right, putting yourself at risk. For what?
You can't. Stevie Wonder can go down Pennsylvania Avenue and see where the dope at.
You can see it, man. We see it all day long. I mean,
How about this? They like following squeegee kids. Follow the white addicts.
I told you, man. Drive down Orleans Street and see what you see. They on every corner, and they collected. You go down there near East Point. You go down there Golden Ring Mall. They're all on those corners, and they're there all day long. That's their job.
So let's go back to Freddie Gray. Catherine Pugh, as soon as she became mayor, she ran over to the White House to get the consent decree.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody at this point want to pimp slap the cops. The consent decree now makes it more difficult to get somebody off the corner for loitering.
Right.
But we so stupid, we think that's a good thing. Now, I'm not for the police being abusive on people, but damn if I don't want them to do their job. Somebody standing on a corner, they don't live nowhere around there, I want them gone. Gone! I don't care where you go, but you can't stand here, son.
Yeah.
But then you got 50, 60, 70-year-old black people standing on the corner talking about, why don't you go mess with somebody else? No, Negro. Why don't you go to rehab?
Mm-hmm.
You've been chasing dope for 3-4 generations. Now your great-grandkids seeing you as a dope fiend.
Right. And like you say, look at when a person can go into a church and they're right now they're targeting the church. The churches are getting robbed. At one point, no one never went into a church and messed with the church. A church was sacred.
Who does
Not
that?
today.
Only a demonic soul.
Not today. They being robbed, trying to go to the bank to get their money. They're being robbed. The lady being stabbed to death in a church. That is totally ridiculous.
You know one thing I'm proud about you, Greg?
What's that?
I know you live in one of the mansions somewhere, but you ain't never forgot the community. And so when I see these superstar athletes on television, and they getting these multi-million-dollar contracts, you know what I know in my heart?
What's that?
They don't know you. Because if they knew you, now I know you done made a lot of money, but these cats, look, Greg, they getting hundreds of millions. You help people. You put on the Legends game. You feed people. But these kids got millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I'm all for academics. I mean, sports. I'm all for a cat doing well, but I'm not for lifting them up to a level that they don't have a certain responsibility. Case in point, Lamar Jackson. He said he's not getting the COVID shot. He laid out his reasons. Aaron Rodgers said he took the COVID shot, but he didn't. He lied. No repercussions.
None.
America was happy to see him back on television throwing touchdowns. That's where our values at. He's a superstar athlete. He does no wrong.
See,
what does that say about our values? This is what I know about that Bob Wade. He ain't care who you were. You better follow them damn rules. Else you ain't gonna be here and you won't be wearing that jacket.
You better believe it. I mean, the reason why, man, I am so loyal to my school, and that's Dunbar, is strictly because, man, the teachers were there for you. You know, and the thing was, you know, all throughout my career and everything I've done, I've always called and talked to the teachers, Mr. Wade, some of those guys who were my mentor, they were always there. So
Uncle
they
Lowe.
gave me a call. And I'm talking about, you know, you come back to your community and you give back because that's where it started. I mean, I was one of those knuckleheads too. And the thing was, through that school, you know, I've learned so much stuff through being at Dunbar. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, when I first went down to Dunbar, I saw Dunbar. It was no question. I didn't care if Mount St. Joe or all of them wanted me to give me scholarships for baseball. I'm going to Dunbar. So it's some way that if you look at Dunbar, Dunbar is more of a fraternity.
I want
It's
to
a
say this to
fraternity.
you. Your parents would have broke your neck if they caught you or heard about you doing dirt in them streets.
Oh,
That's
no
what I know
question.
about your family. Your mom, she
No
would have had a
question.
crowbar waiting on you.
The times were different, man. During that time, the times were different. I'm talking about, you know, all the stuff that you're seeing now. You can't put your hands on your kids. You can't do this. You know, and things were different then. That's why I tell people, you know, you can't compare apples and oranges. You can't compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. The times were different. You can't do it. So you know, that's how I kind of look at it, and that's why I don't follow anybody.
I got a little issue here. I got to slide off to the left a little bit. They always talking about Jordan. They always talking about LeBron. Like basketball started with Jordan.
Right.
Before there was a Jordan, or is it because it's our age group that we only relate to Jordan and LeBron?
That,
Because growing up, it was Dr. J in my
it was
era.
Dr. J. But what did Mike say? Mike say his mentor was Dr. J.
Oh, that's who
So
I remember gliding through the air.
see, when you look at guys and they talk about, like when you say legends, I don't look at it that way because you got guys like Andre Murray that played for Mervo. You got Scatter and all those guys that played at other schools. They were baseball players and they were good. You know, I learned from those guys. Termite. You know, there's a lot of excellent guys, man. You know, you look at Calvin Maddox for Dunbar. This guy, man, can play four sports with all MSA. You know, people when we look at some of the best players, like to me, I look at other than Skip, because I seen Skip on his tail end of Dunbar. I was coming in as a freshman when he was on his way out. Other than him, the best player I ever seen who could shoot was Steve Wallace. So we kind of look at people in our era. And in that era, that's who we kind of look at as being the best player when we never even looked at the rest of them.
Makes
See,
sense.
when they look at a pure shooter, Steve Wallace. I mean, man, there was so many guys. Look at Ernie Graham. All those guys are right there in my eye. So these are the guys that I'm seeing. And a lot of people are making their assessments on what they're seeing because they don't know what they haven't seen. But, you know, Dip got a rep that's, even when he was in college, I watched what he did down in Clemson. You know, I watch what a lot of Dunbar boys, you know, have done since they came out of college. I mean, we sitting there watching those guys, man, and these are the guys that I'm kind of clinging to. But some of the other ones, man, you don't really know too much. Look at Oscar Robinson. When they make
The
that
big O.
adjustment, they never even talk about Oscar Robinson. Oscar Robinson was a beast. Look at World Free.
World be free.
He's
Floyd.
a, he's another one. He was killing them. And look at Tony Oliva. Do you know Tony Oliva is not in the Hall of Fame? Every year he come up 2 or 3 votes short. But yet you got some of them guys that shouldn't be in there. They in there.
So look here, Michael Haney throwing out some names like he played ball or something. Pop Wright,
Exactly.
Derwin Lilly.
That's right. These are the guys I saw playing. These are the guys that I looked at. Some of them other guys I never heard. So most people, when they make that assessment, it's what in their era. Man,
Well, let me tell you why we call you a legend. Because not only of your sports prowess, see, what made Muhammad Ali great was not just what he did in the ring. It's what he did outside the ring. Nobody that I know of in the realm of sports does what you do in Baltimore. Well, I'm talking about that Legends game. That, with all due respect to Chew Smith, you know that's our dog.
That's right.
And he MCs the Legends game. But your
Exactly.
give back, that's what I'm talking about. Your give back. And that's what I cling to. That's why you're a legend in my book. And as a matter of fact, one of your very best friends is BEA GADDY's daughter. Tell me about that.
Well, me and Cynthia always been, we class of 77. And Cynthia's mother, we used to go around our house, and before a lot of this stuff had started, because Cynthia and my wife were the best of friends. So, like I'm saying, it's just that it was the things that she was doing, it kind of panned off on you. And like you say, she's a very, very good friend of mine. And what she do is she's a walking angel, just put it that way. She took the steps of what her mother was doing, and she picked it up and moved on. You know, that's my dog. She's my rock. She makes it happen year after year. A lot of people don't see what she do behind the curtains. But
And
behind the curtains,
she's
she's real on the daily.
former military, retired military.
Retired military. Just
Salute to
like,
her.
that's right.
And she picked up the ball after Sandra had passed, right?
Right. Right.
And Sandra was B's other daughter.
Right. But she was always there anyway
But
for
she
that
was in the
support.
military.
Right. She was in the military. But she was always there to find out what was going on, even though she went abroad and she was gone. She always sit back and she looked after. When she came home and retired, she took over and did it.
Do you remember when BEA GADDY was on the city council?
Yes.
I remember none of them politicians helped her.
No. I mean, everything she did, the accomplishments that she did, she would take her check, her income tax check, and spend it. She had her groceries and stuff from her house and was giving it away. I mean,
She told me she gave up her bed. I interviewed her once. She told me she gave up her bed. There were no beds left in her house. She gave up her bed so somebody could lay down.
per
Now,
angel, man.
who gives up their own bed? You got a house full of people. She gave up her own bed, BEA GADDY, to let somebody else lay down. J.D. Howard would talk about how BEA GADDY would go up in the hole and call people by name. Michael, Daryl, Kenny, come on out here, get something hot. Get a hot blanket, get a blanket to stay warm.
You know, when you look at her passing and you see that they took her around all the way around the city because people wanted to see, you know, this lady was Baltimore's angel. She was doing things that nobody else was doing. And see, and what it is, and then me being that next generation, we see that Cynthia comes right in and pick up the helm and she takes it and she goes. And
Come right
then
down the middle like a running back.
like a
Coming
bat.
right down the middle.
Right.
Like
And
a
then
fullback. Straight to the hole.
when she came to me, Donnie, and when I was figured I'd do something Christmas Eve, she sat down and she showed me all the ins and outs and what to do. And especially working with her for years, she trained me in how to do certain things. This is what I'm saying, man. A lot of people, when they do stuff, you know, when you're looking for that help and you need that person there, and when you're talking about trust, I trust Cynthia with anything that I have. That's how close we are.
So look, I went to her website and she wanted us to make sure that we plug. And she's not here today because she's busy out there putting out getting ready for next week's dinner. Now, Greg,
Yes.
they're serving dinner in the park.
Yes. She making it happen. There were certain things that weren't available, and Cynthia, she made it happen. That's what I'm saying, man. You know, a lot of people don't see what goes behind closed doors, but Cynthia makes it happen. When you come around every year, it gets harder and harder every year, and she makes it happen. That's like I say, I don't have to deal with anything. I'm going to be there every year. That's you know, sick or not, I'm going to be there every year to help her. This is what she do. And we got a staff of people who do that. Got a great staff, and we help her. We're there for her.
Well, her website is BEAGADDY.org. And if you go there, you'll see that they have a number of volunteer opportunities on Monday, on Wednesday. Of course, Thanksgiving is on Thursday. But how significant is this, Greg, to know that she's gonna, that they're serving dinners in Patterson Park?
Well,
And Patterson Park ain't always that kind to Black people historically.
no, there was an incident once before, but Cynthia went in and took care of the situation, and everything was fine. And things are going to be the same way. She got Patterson Park. We're going to go in. We're going to do it normal. We're going to make it work. During the pandemic, we had to make some adjustments. Cynthia sit us down and showed us the scheme of how things were going to go, and it was a huge success last year with the pandemic. But the thing is, Cynthia sits back. She figures the game plan. She's our coach, and she figures out everything. And we go in and we do it by the game plan and keep it moving.
Is it a lot pulling together dinner for that many people?
There's so many different areas that you have to do, and it's just that when you got people that you can depend on and that you're going to be there. If you look at Cynthia, Cynthia is always moving. You see her, Donnie, doing Thanksgiving interviews, running around, telling people what to do. Can we do this? How you do this? She's moving. I know she's doing 100,000 steps that day.
All right, so here's some of the details. These are what we need for Monday. And again, the number is 410-563-2749, 410-563-2749. I know she needs some drivers, but this one here is for anybody that's willing to slice turkeys.
Right.
That's a lot of turkeys to slice, huh, Greg?
Yeah, that's just getting everything prepared for the cooks.
So they don't sleep the night before.
No, we booking. I'm talking about we might get there like 2, 3 in the morning. We be there early the night before getting everything prepared. So when that day come, we don't have to be bumping into everybody. Everything is planned. Cynthia have everything planned to the dime. And when we go in.
One of the most beautiful things I remember seeing in years past was the Corvette Club, the Baltimore County Corvette Club.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're there this year, but all of them cars, and they stop and they bringing out food. That's just a beautiful thing, man.
You see, you have a lot of good people here in Baltimore City. It's just that a lot of those people are behind the curtains. A lot of them people don't want to be seen for what they do. Like I tell people, man, I don't want a pat on my back. If I'm looking for a pat on my back, I don't need it.
Yeah, but Greg, we need to see them right now. Because all we are seeing is the negativity on Fox. That's why we need to see them. I just got off the phone with a community leader in East Baltimore, and he feels like, he's like a year or two older than me, that he's getting older. He got to look out for his mom. He talked about taking a deliberate route home. If he going back to East Baltimore, he coming from West, he going straight, across Biddle Street, straight on over to Broadway. Cats my age, I'm 56, cats my age are getting tired of the foolishness out here.
I know. I mean, I totally agree.
And they strapped. They not playing.
Do you know, Donnie, right now there's a big hype in people who are getting their carrying license to carry weapons because of how bad it is. And, where you could, you would go to a range and the bullets would run you like maybe 20, 25 hours to practice. They 50 now, everything in double. People are afraid, Johnny. People are afraid. And when they start carrying weapons, what are you saying? It's a lot.
But this is what you actually carry a weapon for a living.
Yes.
You know that a lot of them people end up getting hurt themselves if they don't know what they're doing.
Well, you know, I'm a retiree. I did 23 in the Army and then switched over to the Air Force. So I got 23 years. I'm a retiree from the military.
It ain't the same when it's live fire.
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna tell you, with me going over Afghanistan and Iraq, I know what live fire looked like.
But when we get guns to go around the city, you waiting on that one incident. Unless you're really trained, you can end up shooting yourself.
Right. And that's exactly what it is. You know, you find a person who driving a car and doesn't have all the proper experience of driving a car. You know, it's just a matter of time before you get in an accident. And that's how it is with kids with guns, and you seeing them trying to shoot you and turn the gun the other way. The mother was not even pointing at you. They don't have the experience to know that sight in front of that gun is wherever that sight is, that's where it's gonna hit. Most of them guys turn the gun the other way around. Anyone with experience is gonna just take another step to the side. I mean, anyone experienced, but most people, they look at that fear, and that fear comes in it. But a person who know guns, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you, you know, you look at that, and with my grandkids and all this, I never let them play with plastic guns or regular guns. I would never let them do that. I don't even want to introduce them to guns because of some of the things that I see. I don't even just want that. So I never let my grandkids play with them because I would rather they just stay away from them. But these times right now, I mean, you know, the whites, man, they teaching little boys, little kids. I go to the range, and you got guys 6 and 7 years old shooting weapons, being taught. White people, they teach them young,
It's
teach them
also
how to hunt.
fear. It's also fear,
It's also
and
fear.
it's also denial of how this country has treated people of color. If we're talking about white people preparing for a race war or something like that, that's fear. That's knowing that you've been downright guilty, and it's just a matter of time for this person that you or this group of people that you've been dogging,
right,
getting over on, eating as a result of, making money as a result of. Sooner or later, their back won't be bent. They're gonna stand up, and you're gonna have to pay the price. Why don't you
Donnie,
just pay the price now? Why don't you just do the right thing now?
Donnie, you see it every day. I watch MSNBC almost every day, and this trial that's happening, it's cut and dry, and it's cut and dry what the guy did with the three people in Georgia.
What?
And what
Ahmaud Arbery.
Right. That's cut and dry. Even the guy got on the stand yesterday and said the guy never said nothing to him, never did anything. You know, none of that. And that's cut and dry. You shouldn't even, now they shouldn't be telling what he told me he had fear for his life. Come on, man. We
His
all
mother
looking at
should be
this.
locked up. His mother drove him there. She
Right.
should be charged with jeopardizing the life of a minor. His mother.
Man,
Would
you
your
know,
mother drive you to another state with a gun to go do some policing? Would your mother?
right.
My mother wouldn't. She'd ask me if I'd lost my damn mind.
You know,
And then she'd
anytime.
tell me, take your stuff with you because you ain't coming back here. That's
You're
what a
right.
black mother would have did back in the day, a real black mother.
That what she would have did. But see, that's what you're saying, man. It's just that, you know, you look at it and you kind of hope that this discrimination is gone and getting better. Man, it ain't gone nowhere. It's still there. You see
Because
it every
people are
day.
living in fear and they keep on treating people dirty. I look
I
at the
told
PPP. When the PPP came down, nothing but rich white companies got that money.
right, right.
Now, a lot of black companies had to get their paperwork in order, but we saw how it goes down.
You saw it.
When the first money come, that ain't for black people.
Hey, but Donnie, look at all those people went in the Capitol and they were trying to say that they were nice going through there. We
Oh, they
all
were nice
looking at
people. Those were good people.
They were good people. They were all
Good
good
people.
people. It was all, now, you know, we would have went in there, they getting 6 months, 4 years. The ringleader got 4 years. 3 years home detention. Are you for real?
Let
And
them
you
been
got him
black.
on.
They wouldn't have went to trial. They'd have been
They, would,
shot.
they wouldn't have went to trial. They wouldn't have went to trial. And I'm just saying, man, it's just that you don't have to argue or any of that. All you just got to do is just be quiet and just look. You see a whole lot. And I see it, and I just try to like do what I do because I know what I can do, and or who I can go to if I need something done. I try not to play them games, man, because you got a lot of people who talk a good game, but when it's there for them and you need them, they're not there.
All right, let's put a final plug in for B Gaddy. Why should people come out and help out on Monday, Tuesday, all the way up until Thanksgiving and on Thanksgiving? Why should people go over there and help?
Well, I'm saying, when you come there, you feel good about giving back. When you see the people, especially the fraternities and sororities that come through, they coming through for a purpose, and it's all to make things go a little smoother for when it comes down to Thanksgiving Day. The preparation is the main key, and coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to prepare, it makes Thursday go so much smoother. So that's why I was saying I appreciate everything that people do in coming to help us and help us out. But we just saying that we do appreciate what everybody do and to come in and just give us a help and make things go so much easier.
Good deal. How can people support you? Tell us about Tally Ho. And thank you for my Tally Ho gear, because let me tell you, I'm the sharpest Dunbar cat in West Baltimore. I'm trying to tell you. Thanks to you.
No, with Tally Ho, I don't, even though I have my own foundation, I, I, I really I really finance my own foundation, so I don't get any grants or anything, and I'm not looking for any. Everything is fine with me. It's just that as long as I can do it, I'm going to do it. And with those grants, you have certain people tell you what you have to do or whatever. But if I generate my own money and do it my way,
You can
I
do it the
do it
way you
my
want.
way. And I have I have kosher and goody and good guys who come in and they're helping you, who come in and help. These are the things, because like I say, that Legends game and all the things I do in my foundation, this belong to us. It's not for sale.
Good deal. Greg, I will be over there, and anything I can do in the meantime to promote BGaddy.org, please let me know. Any final thoughts, big brother? And thank you for all that you do for Baltimore.
Oh, thank you, man. I just say happy holidays to everybody. If you come out there, just come on out and help us out. It'll make things go so much better for B Gaddy and for Cynthia. And my final thoughts is, Cynthia, you my rock, and I love you. You know that.
Good deal. Love and respect. Congratulations on your role on television on the TV series Kicking Indoors.
Hey, Donnie, before I go, Donnie, man, I didn't know we was on camera. That thing hit, man. It had me laughing, man. When you sit back and say she's a bully.
She put that on there?
Yeah, everybody sitting back laughing and saying, man, you Dunbar boys, y'all sitting back laughing. We had a good time. We didn't even know the thing was running. TD said, Teresa said, you know what, Greg? That's what they do when they think I'm not watching.
You gotta watch what we say around her. She like
Yeah.
TV. She don't miss a beat.
She don't miss a beat, man, but that's my ride or die right there, Teresa Davis.
Yeah. Pharaoh appreciates the opportunity too to be on the scene.
Man, he's a star. Your dog is a star.
We all are.
He's the next Ren 1010.
There you go. You hear that? Good deal. Love and respect you, Greg, and I'll see you in a couple days.
Okay, Donnie. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir. We'll be back tonight for Black USA Crypto News with Kamal Hubbard. Good morning, world.